Hello and welcome people who have joined us live for the Monday message. It's great to be back with
message. We have to think of some sort of
Mark's intro
to the Monday message.
You write the theme
We're back
tune.
for a second time.
Sings the theme tune.
Stop quoting Little Britain.
And
all right.
If you're wondering why I'm in a robe, it's because I had an early...
Look at this woman. She's just like this
shiny
kimono.
hair. Well, I'll tell you why.
It's
because
a kimono. It's kimono.
I discovered knit eggs in my hair this morning.
You're going to tell the world about
I'm telling the world I'm feeling just like we need to get real with each other. I found knit eggs and it was like Virgo disaster for me. I've just felt so impure and like that's what kids get, you know, but, you know, I have kids and obviously they're
Nits don't like me because my hair's too short.
So we've all had showers, we've had the treatment, we've done the comb and like obviously nice soft hair. But today I actually doused myself. Now this is, I'm not prescribing or recommending anything, but I got myself literally a whole bottle of lavender because I heard this from an aromatherapist, right? It was meant to be. I heard this like 2 months ago and she said, you know what I did to my grandchildren? I got a whole bottle of lavender, all the way through, massage it in, hands, like massage it in. And I literally went through 2/3 of a bottle of lavender through my scalp. And then I went up to my...
You smelled so lavendery.
Peace
Unbelievable.
Out. Total peace out. You'd think I would have actually been the reverse of calm and soothing because when you do too much of something, you go hyper. But I wasn't. Anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. And I went to my mirror, which is like a zoom up mirror when I do some of my makeup and mascara and eyeliner and stuff. And I saw, and there were like 3 little blighters just sitting on the edge of, it's still working, don't worry. It's fine.
Okay.
Mark's worried that it's not working on Instagram, but I'm on Instagram. We're not that hip yet. We might get that hip to go on Instagram soon. But anyway, they was just sitting there. They were escaping the claustrophobia of lavender. And so I got them just like you would take fleas out of the cat. Well, that's what I do. Like when we've had them, we don't get them anymore.
She has an amazing ability to find the smallest of things and just go, oh, knit egg. Like I couldn't even see it if I tried.
So I got sticky tape.
Pulled it, yeah.
And I found 3.
3 eggs.
Yeah. No.
You're being so open about this to the world.
3 knits.
3 knits, let alone eggs.
Knits.
You've been working on eggs.
I saw the eggs and that's when I knew there was a problem.
Anyway, enough about that, Joe. We haven't got any time.
But they're gone. The comb, they're gone. Yeah. They're gone, people. And I'm going to continue to do that, don't worry.
Oily success story.
So I'm in a robe. I thought, why get dressed up? You're all probably in your dressing gown as well.
I dressed up in my best shirt.
Yeah. Just know I am I'm professional when it needs to be.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's your first time listening in or watching, we are here to answer questions and some topics will arise and we're just hoping to help in some way. Those of you who are doing the business of doTERRA.
Hi, Becky.
So,
hi, Emily. Hi, Val.
Therefore, if you have questions, write it into us and we'll jot it down for next week. Tonight is full of info coming your way, but next week we can certainly look at that and answering any questions next week. So the Monday message is all about, just finding out what you want to know, and hopefully we can help. We are in no way, shape or form saying that we have all the answers. We do not. But
if we did, they'd be wrong.
We can help. We can help you with knits, that's for sure. So, a topic which came up today, and it does a lot, which is where I come in, which is men in doTERRA. And many of you are on the journey of building...
Or men not in doTERRA.
Yes.
More to the point.
Yes, exactly. So this is something which is close to my heart because I've been through it. And I do hear a lot, and we both hear a lot from women who are on the journey of building their business with doTERRA. And their men are not supportive and they're not on board. They're actually highly critical at times. They might be judgmental of travel commitments, time away from the family. Maybe the money coming in is not enough for the effort that's going into and that's obviously a big one to start with. I mean, lots of time into it and money and not much coming back in terms of income, and it's a hard one for a guy to get their head around. And so I just want to just take a step back in terms of our story. I retired when Jody hit diamond, and that was August 2016, so over a couple of years ago now. And it was actually an interesting journey for me because I had to find my purpose, my skill set. I had to really hone in and sort of see whether I could help and how I could help, more to the point, how I could integrate what I know and what I do into this business. And it's been interesting. It's sort of not an easy journey, but certainly, what I'm grateful for is that I was totally on board from very early on, like 7 years ago, where Jody was just like, I'm doing this. And I was like, well, okay, this is...
I didn't ask. First point.
There was moments that I was like, oh, there's a lot of money going out here and not much coming in. And of course, this is a normal feeling to have and a normal response to have, but it is just so imperatively important that a guy gets behind the cause. And I tell you why. One fundamental reason is because they will comprehensively, not just partly gain, they will comprehensively gain from their wife or their partner doing doTERRA. Okay, and succeeding in it. And they will succeed over time because it just takes time, okay, and commitment and patience and all that stuff. It's so important for the man, the partner, to offer their skills, offer their support, offer their feedback. Just be a sounding board after a tough day, after a tough class, or just a tough moment in that journey. It is so imperatively important. And we are witnessing a lot of women who their partners are just like, hey, this is just the hours are not equaling the pay, and you should just stop it now. But I'm telling you now, I for one am so grateful. You know why? Because the biggest gift,
eating humble pie now.
The biggest gift. Hey, I was always behind you. So there were times when I had doubts along the way, but I had our upline saying, hey, just get on board, man. Let's stop whinging. But look, no, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that, but I've had my ups and downs as well with this journey. Yeah, but most of the time I was right behind you. So the biggest gift your man can have in this lifetime, like for all of us, is time in itself. The gift of time.
Freedom.
I now have time to do whatever I really want to every day within reason. I can now pursue my goals and my dreams in life and my passions. It's all there for me. And I just have doTERRA and our leaders and my wife to thank. And it's just a super immense moment of gratitude when that moment comes where you just finally really realize that this will not only benefit your wife or your partner, it'll benefit you and your children, and your family life will just gain so much. So it's just a beautiful gift. And so get your man behind you, however that may take a form of maybe going to an event or talking to men like me, and I'll just stand there and I'll talk to your partner all day if it takes that much. But
so let's just clarify this for a minute. Support does not equal standing out of your partner's way. That's not support. That's just like, oh, you go and do your thing, your little oil thing. That's not classified as support. Being supportive is all of those things we're talking about. It might be
using your skill set to find a way how to help, whether it's the back office or whether it's just
minding the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Minding the kids, which I've done the best of my ability when Jody was away,
and still do
so many times.
And still do, because I travel way more than you do.
Just giving you valuable feedback. Like, we just talk about lots of issues all the time.
But even if the partner has a fantastic career, like a lot of people do, it's not necessarily that they need to do doTERRA. They don't need to know the back office. They don't need to know your team. But to be supportive does mean being an active role in supporting your facilitation when you go to work. And so just like when your partner would go to work, you would maybe take turns preparing dinner, or you would prepare the house, or you would to pick the kids up from school, or you would do stuff like that. And it's important that what you're doing is respected as well, because it will pay off. It really, really will. And just because they haven't necessarily caught that vision, Like when Mark used to go to work, the best quote that I can give you is from that story about residual income, where, you know, the story about there's a man that goes down to the river and he's hauling buckets, and then there's another man instead, and he's actually, well, it's a woman actually in our case. She's digging a trench every day, digging a trench, and then, you know, little by little she's starting to lay pipe, and then eventually, maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 3 years, maybe 4 years, in our case, you know, 6 years, pipe, spigot, turning on the tap, and you have that residual income. There's a trickle to start with, but then it's a true residual income when you give it the time and attention that it needs on an ongoing basis. It's not something we would want to even walk away from. But the truth is that that movie helped Mark so much catch the vision. Going to convention helped you catch the vision big time, meeting the owners. So that movie, if you want to find it, it should still be on. It's by Seth Resume, who's a fantastic Blue Diamond leader in the US. And he's got a background of pipes behind him, and it's called Create Residual Income. I can even put it in the notes section when I upload this to YouTube later. So if you want help finding it.
So yeah, I mean, get your man to an event, a large event if possible, like convention, or just where other men are there who have done it and have trailblazed the way, and they can see that it is real, it is possible, and what you're doing is worthwhile.
Yeah,
it's so imperative just to have your partner behind you in every way.
Yeah.
Anyway, we thought we'd touch on that. Hopefully none of you are experiencing that, but certainly maybe there are a few.
But we care, and we've been through it as well. So
it's a very interesting dynamic.
It's a special one. And there's lots of men, funnily enough, in the diamond section when you go to convention, doTERRA convention. But before that, it's mostly women. And that's because by the time they're sitting in the diamond section, men have retired or have fully joined forces with this business. So the earlier the better, that they understand the power of. So Mark would go and haul buckets, and he'd say to me, I'm off to haul buckets.
I did.
And he'd say to me, you go and build that pipeline for us.
Yeah, I just understood the big picture. That's what it's all about. Okay, so there's been a question today about Jody. We went to Vietnam recently, of course, with the doTERRA incentive trip, and it was amazing. And we did some breakout sessions there about various topics, and one of those topics was teaching a class based around LLV, lifelong vitality, and
which, by the way,
focus.
If you don't know what that is, because this is on our Facebook page, there are some people who don't even know what doTERRA's lifelong vitality is.
It's about the idea, the principle of teaching a class or workshop to various people who are interested in essential oil use, and teach them really with that central product being the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is 3 different supplements. And basically, it's the biggest selling product in doTERRA around the world, and by far.
Not essential oils, not lemon, exactly. Not On Guard.
In fact, 7 out of the top 10 products worldwide, top 10 selling products are what would you call them? Ancillary stuff like supplementation, as opposed to the oils themselves. I think the biggest selling oil is lavender, maybe. So anyway, we thought we'd just do a quick presentation. We're going to try and keep these Monday messages to 30 minutes, so we've got 15 minutes to go.
It's lemon sassy.
Right, yeah.
And in Australia, it's lemon.
Okay. Well, in America, it's lavender, I think. So let's hear from Jody about how she talks to people and regarding LLV, or as we call it, lifelong vitality, in terms of a class situation or workshop situation. How do you talk to people about the benefits of such a product?
It's kind of tricky just to jump into it like that. It
is a little bit of a jump, isn't it?
It's much more fun to kind of actually do a class together, and that is something that I would like to do soon. Not saying when I'm going to do it, but I will do it soon.
But you have had a lot of success
when I get
over
back from leadership.
Yeah.
I do, and that's because I truly, honestly believe in supplementation. If I was to just give you a bit of background first as to why supplementation is so important, it's because if you were to go to any naturopath, right, any nutritionist or naturopath, they would hands down tell you that supplementation is imperative in this day and age. It's just a fact, because our soils are actually depleted of many, many micronutrients. The modern Western diet okay, and I even mean those people who are on a biodynamic diet and really healthy organic diets, we actually still are depleted. And the truth is it's because we're exposed to so many more stresses than we were previously, whether it's the internet, okay, whether it's mobile phones, it's driving cars, it's traffic, it's jobs, it's stress, it's not having so much of a community to raise our children. We're doing it a lot more solo these days. And so there are more stresses involved completely in this life, in this generation and future generations, unfortunately. And so for us to be able to deal with those stresses, it actually takes away from our stores, from our minerals, from our vitamins, from all of those nutrients that our body needs just to function. And so doTERRA thought it was just absolutely paramount that we have nutritionals as part of our range, because we don't just want to help people on the outside. It's not just about feeling good for the next 4 hours when the essential oils are in your system, or as long as the diffuser's going. It's about creating a sustained preventative approach to your health. And so that's why they are just the #1 selling product. Just to give you a little bit of background as to how Lifelong Vitality even came to doTERRA's range, is because Rob Young, who is an absolute legend and guru in my opinion.
He's the bald one, okay.
He's the handsome, shiny-headed man. And he's actually very exciting news.
He's coming to the Australian convention. Oh. Should we say that?
Do we know that?
Yeah. It's been online.
Okay. Yeah. He's coming to the convention. Yeah. And he is the man that created Lifelong Vitality Pack. Now, background even more so, the other 6 doTERRA owners, I think there were the other 6 at that stage, or the doTERRA owners that were there at that stage, really wanted Rob Young to be a part of the foundation executive group that are our owners. And Rob Young already had an existing fantastic job that he was doing in Los Angeles. So he was away from Utah, which is a couple of states away. And so when he kind of contemplated the job, and he was very excited because he actually is very good friends with Corey Lindley in particular, who he'd worked with before, who is our CFO, and knew some of our other owners as well from memory. Don't quote me on that, but I know definitely Corey Lindley. And they have such a high regard for him that they're like, please, will you come and join us? You know, we've got this great company. We can't guarantee you in how it's going to go, but we're just so passionate. We've got all these you know, we're really going to go for it. In fact, they mortgaged their homes and put their homes on the line to start doTERRA up. And Rob Young said to them, well, look, I'd be really excited to join you guys. I think you're a really great bunch. However, my stipulation is that I get to make the supplements of my choosing, regardless of how much they cost. No questions asked about ingredients. I want to make the best supplements in the world. And
without compromise.
Without compromise. He didn't want to have to compromise that for price or quality in any way. And they said, you're on. Okay, let's do it. Probably the world's most expensive supplements. Who knows? But the truth is that after he created them, after he devised them with all of the most, I mean, anyone who knows anything, show the Lifelong Vitality's ingredients to a naturopath, and they will see if this is true. Like my stepfather actually showed the supplement ingredients to his really good friend who is an anaesthetist.
Anaesthetist?
Yes, which means he knows a lot of stuff about a lot of things. He's very intelligent. And he looked at that and he said, well, if this is true, if this is actually has all of those ingredients in it at that level, like it says it does, then these are phenomenal supplements. They really are. And that's true. And so the whole premise behind these is that there is no fairy dusting. Like, it's not like when you go to Coles and you pull that label back on the Centrum or the Swiss supplements. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, it's got all these zillion ingredients and you only need to take one a day. Well, there's good reason for that. It's because
their ratios are normally out as well, like too much of stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Not enough of others. And,
yes. Yeah. But there's a few problems with that. The first one is that it's at such a minimal level that it's not going to have an effect. It's not a therapeutic dosage at all. And if it is at a higher level, often the sourcing of that is it's often sourced from metal, Okay, so you don't want to be sourcing your magnesium or your zinc from metal. You don't want to be getting your calcium from chalk. None of those things are food, okay? They're not what our liver and cleansing organs and everything, they're not what they're designed to assimilate proteins and molecules from. So you're actually doing your body, your liver, your kidneys an injustice. They have to work in overdrive, which is why fluorescent yellow urine, like after they take B group vitamins, for example, like a Berocca or any of those stress executive Bs and things like that, they will do that to you because your body cannot assimilate that form of vitamin B.
So LLV was formed.
We don't get that with Lifelong Vitality. So each of those 3 supplements are actually sourced from whole foods.
Whole foods.
Complete whole foods. And that is just, you feel energetic. The truth is that you do need to take more of them because they're whole food. So do you want to get them? They're in the cupboard up there above the sink.
Yes. Can you speak to each one just quickly individually?
Yes, that's why I wanted you to get them.
Okay.
It's my gopher.
That's what I do?
No, not that one. Above the sink.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I keep them in. Welcome to our studio. This is our studio that we built to be able to do our business in. And you can't see much, but we just have sheets there for now. But we will have proper blinds soon. They're being made.
So these are the 3, if you're unfamiliar with LLV, okay, the 3 products, probably go backwards on your screen.
Okay, so the first one we're going to go through is this one, Microplex VMZ, and VM stands for vitamin mineral, and it is, like I mentioned, a whole food nutrient. Now this has all of those things, the complete B group vitamins as they need to be assimilated. It has quite a good amount of magnesium and calcium which need to be taken together so they have assimilation together. They can be absorbed when each other is in presence. Zinc, selenium. Selenium is great for chelating heavy metals and processing sugars. And copper, manganese, which needs to be there. We've got vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin D3, and folate, which is in the form of lemon peel extract. So it's literally all whole food based, not just folic acid, but actually lemon peel extract, which is like the most ultimate way you could actually get folate from. So a lot of goodness in there. The next one is called Exio Mega, and the EO stands for essential oils, okay, because it actually has, in the US they have 9 essential oils, in Australia we have 7. In fact, they're changing it now, so they're all going to be having 7 essential oils in there. And then the MEGA stands for omega fatty acids, and it actually is a balance of 3, 6, and 9 essential fatty acids, omega oils. And that's because we actually need to have them all in balance in our body. And even though we need more of the omega-3s, we actually still need to have the others there in good pure form for us to be able to deal with inflammation, brain cognition, hair, skin and nails, all of that sort of thing. First thing I noticed when I started taking Lifelong Vitality actually is that I didn't need to use hand cream anymore. My skin was a lot more nourished and moisturized.
Nails were stronger too.
Reason.
Nails?
Yep. My nails have always been pretty good, but much better. And then the 7 essential oils that are in here.
Frankincense.
Yeah. So frankincense is the frankincense resin of the essential oil sourced from frankincense resin is it's like the king of oils, the master oils, and plenty of us actually don't necessarily enjoy the taste of frankincense, even though we know how phenomenal it is for inflammation, for brain cognition, all of those wonderful things. So it's in here. We get it in our supplements on a daily basis. We also have clove. Clove is actually the main and primary oil in here. It's listed first, which means that's the oil that there is the most of. And clove rates as the highest anti-inflammatory or antioxidant on planet Earth, okay? The ORAC table, if you were to Google the ORAC table, ORAC, it will actually rate all different food groups and plant matter that you ingest on as an antioxidant level. A carrot rates at about 34. That's a raw carrot. Blueberry rates over 3,000, okay, because a blueberry is a superfood. But clove essential oil rates over 3 million. That's just one drop. And so it has phenomenal capacity to absorb all of that toxic stress that's in your body, okay, to help cells replace themselves perfectly and all of that sort of thing. Thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, and German chamomile are also in there. So a phenomenal supplement. And also, just so you know, that the MEGA essential fatty acids are half plant-based, half marine-based. doTERRA does also have a full vegan option, and that's fantastic as well, which is all plant-based, obviously. Now, the last one is Alpha CRS. And Alpha CRS is it's actually the most expensive component of Lifelong Vitality. If you were to buy each of these products individually, this one would be worth the same as all of them. Sorry, I'm not looking at you because it's easy for me to look straight ahead. This is my art director here.
Look at the camera.
How much easier it's with.
Yeah.
It's up too high. I told you it's up too high.
Yeah.
So Alpha CRS is basically full of superfoods, high antioxidant food, whole food groups in there. So if I was to go through with you what they are, we have frankincense extract. This is not essential oil. It's actually the boswellic acid. And boswellic acid has been proven to actually help cells replace cells. It's really powerful for inflammation. A lot of fantastic documentaries. If you were to look up something like The Truth About Cancer, you'll see how phenomenal boswellic acid as well as frankincense oil are for all of those things. We've also got milk thistle seed extract, which is fantastic for just overall health.
Say that 10 times quickly.
Milk thistle seed extract. A few things, resveratrol. Resveratrol is actually fantastic for anti-aging benefits as well, as is green tea leaf extract, pomegranate fruit extract, pineapple stem extract, turmeric root extract, grape seed extract, sesame seed extract, pine bark extract, and another one which I actually can't even pronounce, and I don't ever normally talk about this in a class because I don't even remember it, but it's scalaria, and I don't even know what it does, but it's all good.
Don't talk about things you don't know.
Ginkgo's in there, Q-certain, coenzyme Q10, which is phenomenal. Like, they put in a lot of skincare as well because it's just so highly anti-aging. So fantastic that we have the opportunity to take it internally. And then there's actually a tummy tamer blend in here, which is a bunch of herbs of peppermint, ginger, and caraway, because sometimes when people take a lot of supplements, they can feel a little bit queasy. So doTERRA has taken all the precautions there to make us feel good when we take our supplements. So
how many do we take of each? We have
2 of each.
2 capsules of each in the morning,
and then
2 in the evening.
2 of each, morning and night.
So that's obviously 12 capsules, and it's a lot.
It is.
But it's making up all those shortfalls.
That's right. And for some people who maybe have been through a period of unwellness, or maybe they've been on medication, or even in the past, like there are sometimes people when they've been maybe some hormone replacement type things going on, and that's still in the body. This can create a lot of cleansing and a lot of change in the body. So I would recommend starting on a half dose, just so the body kind of adjusts to it for the first month, and then stepping it up to full dose from there, because it really is a game changer. Like, your body will feel different.
And what are the benefits, Jo? What are the benefits of taking LLV daily?
Well, I've never counted them, but if I was to count on my hand, the first one would be better quality sleep. And the next one is more energy. You actually definitely feel more energy throughout the day. You feel more energetic, you get more done. The next one is you actually feel less pain and inflammation. If you have any like niggling things, then you're actually going to, with all of that antioxidant benefit in the Lifelong Vitality, you're going to feel better in that way. The other thing is
mood.
Your mood, emotionally. You're going to feel actually better. You want to tell them?
We get along better. We do. And we always say that, but look, it's true. We certainly seem to just have more tolerance for each other and for everyone, and just a more of a sort of a calmness. It's funny, like this is really hard to describe sometimes to people because they really want specifics, but the best thing to do is actually not take it for a week, and then you start to realize. So if you've taken it for a while, then you go off, then you really start to see the benefits for yourself, because your mood does start to swing up and down more, and your sleep
different.
Does suffer and things like that. So, I mean, I've never taken supplements before these, and
That's been... Not true, yeah.
Well, I did for like a few months with that stuff that you gave me.
Obviously, they weren't memorable.
No.
But I was on practitioner-only supplements.
That's what you gave me.
Before I tried
Before
doTERRA.
then, nothing, the whole life.
And I was not in a hurry to start these at all, because I thought I was on the best, and I was taking them, to help myself with fertility, to get my hormones back on track. And then I took supplements through pregnancy and through breastfeeding. And I thought I was on the bee's knees of supplements. And I literally spent $300 a month on supplements to help myself with health. So to me...
This is like, a long time ago. This is 15 years ago.
Yes, that's right. And these just blow them out of the water completely. I don't know why I didn't start them sooner. I just wanted to finish what I had, I suppose. And I do recommend, don't waste anything, especially if they're good quality ones. However, if they're Coles bought, Woolies bought ones, maybe just toss them.
So the purpose of Jody rabbiting on about this tonight was because someone asked if you could just give that little presentation like you were doing a class, and like you were talking about these in a class situation. So I hope that's been of some benefit, because I mean, this is a staple to people's LRP, their monthly order. It is very.
It's a staple to your health.
It's a staple to a whole family's health.
And the other fantastic thing is that the price of them, like I said, this Alpha CRS is actually almost as much as the whole three together. And the three together, at the moment, we can buy them from the US at 20% off, which is a phenomenal deal. But in Australia, we were paying $115 for the three of them.
They'll be back soon.
This one being $108 on its own, right? And that's a wholesale price. So retail, obviously, they're more than that. But you can only get them in the US at that great discount price on a monthly order. And that's the way you'd want to get them anyway, because they're a month's worth, and it makes complete sense to do it that way. We've just had a great question from Emily. Thanks, Emily. Is there any reason why people wouldn't be able to take Lifelong Vitality, or even only need half dosage of LLV? Well, definitely with regards to half dosage, I mean, the size of the body, just say it's a very small person, then I would suggest a half dose, because they don't kind of need as much to run on, really. And then any reason why people wouldn't be able to take LLV, well, I cannot think of a scenario where Lifelong Vitality would not be suitable or recommended. That's how much
we have had a few stories though of people having less than perfect reactions. But I mean, I guess,
in what way?
We were at the expo the other day. Someone said they didn't enjoy them. It just made them feel queasy or something when they took them.
So, like I said, everyone's different in the way that they respond to oils and to supplements, and that is going to be the case no matter what brand they're taking or whatever. But as far as these go, because of the essential oils, because of the true therapeutic dosage that these are at, they're designed for to reach all of our daily potential as these supplements, vitamins and minerals go. That is bound to create shift in the body, and that's why we would recommend someone in that sort of circumstance that they actually go on a half dose first. We actually don't know what kind of cellular debt they are coming to Lifelong Vitality with, like I mentioned about disease, like I mentioned about medication.
Quite a shock to the system, in a good way.
Now, just so you know, that it's true, but there's a children's version. So just say someone doesn't like to swallow capsules.
There's a question there, what age can you start? I mean, I mean, you just start with the kids ones, wouldn't you? If you were someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So A
to Z, the A to Z chewables and the
IQ Mega.
IQ Mega.
Yep. So you can just add that to their smoothie or just a teaspoon of that. Abe has grown up with that. He was 4 when we started doTERRA.
Our son is 10, going on 11 this year, and he still doesn't enjoy taking capsules.
He struggles.
He just doesn't know how to do it, really. Down the hatch is like physically a difficult thing to get his head around. So I guess until a young person is able to really do that comfortably, then that's when they probably start.
But also the elderly as well sometimes find it challenging, and so that's when the children's, or they shouldn't be called children's, it's just the chewable and the liquid.
Yeah.
That's when it's are really valuable. But you actually can also break these open. You can definitely use these with teenagers, Anna. Great point.
But don't take them you actually don't take them too early on in the afternoon because it keeps you up late at night. Hey?
The evening dose.
So the evening dose we both sort of take just before bed. So then you can get to sleep, because if you take them like...
And then you actually wake up
just so going alert. To bed if you're going to bed at 9, you wouldn't take them at 4.
I don't go to bed at 9.
I'm just trying to think of a
time.
I'd like
to go to bed at 9.
Just give people an example.
I'd like to go to bed at 10.
Yes, because we're wellness advocates.
Yes.
But if you know what I mean, like don't take them too early in the afternoon, because then it'll actually keep you up longer. It gives you energy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say in a very inarticulate way.
Hey, Shireen.
That's all for tonight. We've gone over time. We definitely want to keep these things to half an hour. So thanks for joining us. Remember, next week we'll just keep thinking about questions if you have any in your mind, and we will definitely get onto them next week. So thanks, Val. Thanks for everyone for
thanks.
For that.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Shireen. Thanks, Tracy, Brenda, Denise, Becky.
Lots of names we know, lots of names we don't know. So, look, thanks for everyone for joining us, and I hope you're getting some value out of it. We'll be back again next week with another Monday message.
And for those of you who heard my Nits story, thank you for your care and all of that sort of thing. I just wanted to say, I hope, Becky, that you don't have to use that information as well. I would never wish Nits upon anyone. I was quite distraught, but it's all good.
She smells good. Nice clean hair. Very lavendery and very clean.
I've actually washed it twice, and there's still a whole ton of lavender in there.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and enjoy your doTERRA journey. And we'll be here next Monday at 8 o'clock with your questions answered, hopefully. Okay.
Well, it's not about it's topics.
Topics.
Yeah, topics.
Anything.
Q&A. It's all good, but we're excited to bring on some other leaders to do this with us too.
Some specialised.
Okay.
Topics.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.